Probably let us see. So, ṣé a rí anybody tó ní challenges pẹ̀lú nǹkan tá a ṣe ní last week? Bí a rí anybody tó practice nǹkan tá a ṣe ní last week? Like I told us that everything is like a building. It's like a building block on each other. There is no one tó jẹ́ pé ó ṣe fi ṣeré. We just have to keep looking into it. So for as many of us tó miss last class, or tí o tí wo last class, should please look at last class. So basically, nǹkan tá a ṣe ní last week is basically we look at different data type. A jẹ́ kó yé wa pé a ní string data type, a ní integer data type, a ní float data type. We have character data type, and a jẹ́ kí ó yé wa the usefulness of each one of them and when to use them. So I'm not going to go back to that per se, but for as many of us that missed the class should actually go through that video, the last live stream video. And as well as I keep recommending the same textbook that I sent to us, the group. It's very, very important for us to read through. It's even going to find out that like a Wikipedia, it's going to explain more better to us in details. Because EdFirst is one of the textbook that's one man ṣàlàyé Tony bring back one common primary school. That's why I picked that textbook for us. Because there are other textbooks that you can actually read that we assume that you already have some basic knowledge as a programmer, but then at first we assume like you don't have any knowledge and explain in details, even with pictures as well too. So that's Soloni. We're going to look at couples of some things. So we're going to look at operators tonight. So when I say operators, okay, say operating machine is more of like operators are like look at programming and the mathematical aspect of it. Like gbogbo àwọn signs that man lo like equals to what motion create a class value. So just trying to create a class sample operator example, and we'll try to create our main function. Okay, without main function, so learning, we're going to be looking at different operators. Operators they are just logical condition from mathematics. Logical condition from mathematics. Like, some of the logical condition that we have kind of less than, we have greater than. I mean, for mathematics that came also some of the, we have equals to, we have not equals to, we have greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, or less than or equals to. We have different, sorry, it might be no. Sorry, I'm mingling things up. Sorry. Let me see. I was assuming some things. I'm assuming some things in my head. So it's still part of operators, but not really like operators. They are like the if and else. I'm going to explain that. So let's go deeply into the Kotlin operators. They are kind of like, and operators are actually used to perform operations on variables and values. Like when you want to perform any operation on variables and value, let's say for instance, if I had or probably if I had two numbers together, if I divide two numbers together, you want to divide as well. So basically just look at it from the part of, let's say, in mathematics, we do have operand, we have, this is going to throw error because I'm just trying to explain for us since I don't have any slide to make into. So like now, when you look at this, it will be like, this will be like for an operand. Just look at your operand are actually the values that you want to input, the values that you want to perform operation on. So look at operators like something that you want to use to perform an operation. Let's say, for instance, I want to do 50 plus. So if I do something like this, 50 plus 50. So these two are actually, the values are the operand, while the operator is the plus sign. So just look at it, like I said, the operators are minus, positive, minus, negative, minus, plus, division, multiplication, division, modulus, and decrement. So I'm just going to show us, we shouldn't take time on this part. I'm just going to show us some of how to use them and what is expected of us. So let's go to list of operators. We do have like plus, minus. Into about here, because I don't like the part that we say like I'm performing magic. I'm trying to be explicit enough. I mean, I'm trying to explain enough or try to come down to our level. Because if I don't come down, we could have moved past this for a very long time. So, and the essence of doing that is for us, for every one of us to be able to be carried along. So if it's about here and baby, please let's just say it out. So basically, this is, I'm just putting the full meaning in front of it. When you want to decrease something, you use this sign. When you want to increase for increment, you use that operator. And this is for modulus. And basically, when you want to return division remainder, mathematician, when you divide 2 divided by 5, or probably let's say 2 divided by 5. So ku 1. So ku wá jẹ́ pé 1 in tó kù yẹn gangan lẹ fẹ́ return. Kò kí n ṣe pé actual value lẹ fẹ́ return. So you use modulus to return division remainder. So that's that, and this is division. And we all know all this one as multiplication. The reason why I'm writing it in front of it is for as many of us that's going to go through this later. In a normal day, I could have actually used my mouth to just explain this. Minus. Okay. And this is plus. And please, I'm still begging us. I think debito leo. I'm new. But like all this one that we're still doing is still very, 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 very basic. Very, very basic. When I say very basic, I know what I mean by being very basic. So I just want us to put our effort. So let's look at bashing the low. Let's say Mọ̀mí Adékẹ́mi ká sọ pé wà lọ́jà ní ìsinyìí. àbí ẹ wà ní ṣọ́ọ̀pù yín fẹ́ tajà ẹ wá fẹ́ máa stress ara yín ẹ wá wò ó pé ẹ jẹ́ kí n kọ code kan tí ó máa lè máa bá mi ṣí tí n bá ti fi nọ́mbà sí tó máa bá mi ṣí àwọn owó tó máa bá mi ṣí gbogbo owó yẹn papọ̀. You can actually do that. I mean, it's just all about understanding your operator. So let's say for instance, wípé wọ́n fún wa ní value x 25, wọ́n fún wa ní value y. Mo nígbàgbọ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń tẹ́ yìí kò jẹ́ tuntun sí wa rárá mọ́. Àmì fún àwọn ẹni tí mo bá ń gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń tẹ́ yìí tí ò bá yé wa, please let's stop. A ṣáà mọ̀ nǹkan tí variable yìí, nǹkan tí keyword yìí mean. So now let's look, let's do addition. Let's say mo fẹ́ add x, value x and y together. Let's do addition. So addition equals to, so tá bá fẹ́ ṣàddition kí ni operator tá máa lo plus sign. Mo fẹ́ add x àti y, just like bá ṣe mathematics wa. So we just use x plus y. For x plus y tá tẹ̀ yìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká print answer together. Ẹ jẹ́ ká print answer together. Ká print answer jáde. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n fún ní addition value. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó yà mí lẹ́nu pé mo lo plus sign níbi bí this operator tẹ́ bá fẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ méjì papọ̀, ẹ lè mú plus sign láti fi so wọ́n papọ̀, is allowed. So kò kí n ṣe value nìkan ni wọ́n ń lò fún. I don't know whether you get that. Like tẹ́ bá fẹ́ so ọ̀rọ̀ méjì papọ̀, nísìn báyìí, this is a word on its own, this is a string on its own. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kí mo fẹ́ add, mo fẹ́ so mọ̀ word yìí. It's not that pé mo rò wọ́n papọ̀. I don't know how to explain it. Ṣé pé mo ṣe mathematical addition of it? It's just like mo fi ń join ọ̀rọ̀ méjì papọ̀ ni. So the plus sign, I mean, which is the plus operator, can be used to actually join two words or two strings together or two values together. Why the plus operator can still be used for mathematical operation for addition, tí a mọ̀ wípé I add value méjì together. Do we understand that? So let's try to print these. Máa rí pé addition value kí ló sọ fún mi, ó ní is 30. Ṣóyè wa, should I move forward? Okay. Mo máa assume ní pé.
So, hello sir.
Hello. Mo gbọ́ yín sir.
Now, nígbà tí ẹ print ẹ jọ ṣé a enter ni àbí a run sir?
A run, mo tẹ play button níbi bí yìí. Ṣé ti rí play button tó wà níbí?
Play button mi ò rí sir.
Ẹ rí bí green button tó wà níbi bí yìí.
There's one play button on the top, right on the top, and there's another one near the compiler on the left.
Is the same thing is still here, so you can decide to use which one. Ṣé ti rí sir?
Mi ò máa tí rí kí ló ń ṣojú gba play button.
Let me see whether we can use like
I think it's feasible enough. Maybe probably boya network.
Okay. Can you see what I circle now? Sharing got to me circle.
Okay, yes, I see where you circle. Yes, sir.
Yeah, both of them. You can click here or you can click at the top there.
Or probably can one click this or the whenever one circle tegbe. This tegbe only more recommend for you because this one it needs you to select the class you want to run.
Okay, is it near the compiler or which
Yeah.
one?
So this one will require you to, because when you see this now, it shows the class that I'm running currently. But this one, the reason why it's quite straightforward is because it's already pointing to that class. I mean, this one, the one leg number 1 at line 1.
Okay, line 1. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the button, about me circle the button be.
Okay, a second. Kini light IT with the cover. Okay, let me just circle the 1 and 2. Cherry Ben.
Yes, more repeated circle.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah, carry green play button.
Yes, I read this button. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what got
I can see it on. Okay. Then okay, thank you. Okay.
So another operator starts on low. Oni ẹ jẹ́ ká wo tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ro ọ̀rọ̀ the same ọ̀rọ̀ together, or probably how should I put it, ẹ fẹ́ ro ọ̀rọ̀ míì mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kan. Let's say mo fẹ́ add 10 more x value wa. So what I just need to do, I mean, I don't know whether, okay, it should go on. So what I just need to do is just to do something like this. Okay. For the sake of modification, mo ma change see val so that it can be mutable, because mo fẹ́ ma change some of the values along the line. You get? So let's say, for instance, I change this to I do something like this, x plus equals to 10. Nǹkan tí plus or equals to yìí mean wípé mú x o kó wá add 10 mọ́, kí ló máa jẹ́?
Okay.
Ó máa jẹ́ 35. So nǹkan tí yìí ṣe ni pé instead máa tún fi wá declare another value. Let's say ẹ mọ̀ tí n bá fẹ́ kọ code yìí lọ́nà míì, mo kàn tún lè ní pé var z o equals to 10. Kí n wá sọ wípé var, let's say hard equals to x plus z.
That's 25 plus 10, right?
Yes, the same. So instead tí máa fi wá go through gbogbo route yìí ti jẹ́ kí coding, that's why in coding, nǹkan tó fi máa ń pè bóyá junior developer or senior developer, mid developer, ìyàtọ̀ tó wà níbẹ̀ ni pé when you see some people, they will write the same code that you wrote, very concise, because there is a lot of way that you can achieve the same thing. So now depend on how you can think and on how you get familiar with your syntax, how you understand how to use them. So now, pẹ̀lú syntax yìí, mo ti eradicate this line and this line. I don't need to declare them.
Okay.
Now, let's just, for the sake of, because
sorry, I just want to ask a question.
Yeah.
If I didn't declare the val for z, and I still want to add the value of, okay, if you didn't declare z, so you can add the value of z anywhere.
Like, I don't get, please come
Okay, now val x is equal to 25 and
Yeah.
val y is equal to 5.
Yeah.
Imagine there is no val z is equal to 10. And I need to add x with z.
You need to add x with z.
Z, yeah.
Could see z rara?
But there's z, and but we have, okay, there is z, but there's no value for it.
There's no value for it. In
Yeah.
Kotlin, you can't declare a value. It's not going to allow that.
Yes.
It's not going to. You have to give it a value. That's why it is better than some other languages, because it has a kind of a way that it checks null. So it's either you say it is I can actually declare it. Do you get? I can declare it, but I've not gotten to that place. I don't want to.
All right, okay.
Jackie, our mingo things together. There's what they call optional variable and non-optional variable. By default, every variables are non-optional in Kotlin, but you can make it on-optional. So the moment you declare it on-optional, it means that you might not give it value. Do you get?
Yes, okay.
I don't know whether you get that.
Yeah, I do understand. Yeah.
So so let's see the result that this one is going to give us. So can you see that we have the same value to hit? Now, tí mo bá fẹ́ ṣe irú nǹkan tẹ́ sọ ní ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn, I just probably irú nǹkan tẹ́ expect nìyí, but I'm just going to, for the sake of clarity, but you have to declare the data type.
Okay.
You have to
declare
declare
is an integer or
and now say it is optional.
Okay.
So with this, you're saying that you can see that Kotlin is telling me that I should make it a not null because it's already a null value. But because I want to add two values together, you can't add a null value with they had empty value with
value.
You can't add non-empty value and empty value together.
Okay, I get you.
So he's telling me that it's not possible, that I should make sure that is either, you see, he's telling you that type mismatch required hint, but found an option. Sherry, any word about any question mark niwaju, any data type, any question mark niwaju in Kotlin means that it is optional.
All right. Okay.
That it doesn't need to be initialized. But it's telling us that because you want to add it, you must initialize Z by false. Okay. So there's no way around it. It's either you initialize Z or it's not even going to be possible. It's either you initialize Z or you don't use it based on what we want to do now. When we get to the part of optional and non-optional data, I'm going to let us know how to use them and when to use them.
Okay, I get you. Thanks.
One question, Monisa. So VAR variable near B.
VAR, they are the same thing. The only thing that is different, that makes them different, is one is mutable, one is immutable. You call along the line, they change the value, which is the VAR.
Okay.
VAR, they change. Tabati assign value for lekon yẹn náà ni kò ṣe assign value sí mọ́.
Okay, OTM.
You can't say you want to change it along the line.
Okay. That's it.
So we've seen different way of adding numbers together now. So what we can do next is let's go into the subtraction, which is pretty the same thing. That let's subtract y minus z. Which is
Wọ́n ní ẹ wà nílé. Ó bá mi gbé báàgì yẹn lọ. Fẹ́ mú chájà mi.
is it correct or not? I mean,
No, not this.
5 minus 10. See, the reason why I did that for us is to let you know that even the programming understand where and come with minus and because we're minus. So it's going to give you minus or not.
Nígbà mi ń bo ni mo fi chájà sí.
Do we understand that? Should I move forward? I think we understand the part of the same thing is still applicable, just like the way we did for this, just like the way we did for the x. Let's say I want to subtract. Okay, let me just make this just for the sake of balancing. The y minus z. Let's do the next. Okay, this one. I'm going to change. I want to alter the word along the line. So I can do the same thing, just like the way I did for this y minus y equals to minus 3. Ta ló lè sọ nǹkan tí ó máa jẹ́ answer fún mi?
Y minus z.
Kí ni result yìí máa gbé jáde fún wa?
Z is 10.
No, tí mò ń sọ nìyí yo, this one. Answer yìí gangan ni mò ń. Fáwọn tó máa ń bá àlàyé mi lọ. No, we don't have to be right to this. I mean, nǹkan tó bá wá sí yín lọ́kàn, tó bá rò bóyá òun náà ni we can.
Y is equal to
Y is equal to 5, Sabi. Y is equal to 5. And that operator is minus, Sabi. Minus
Equals to.
That is going to be 2 now.
I think they didn't declare anything to minus from. It's just y minus is equal to 3.
Yeah, so tí mo bá print value y, kí ni nǹkan tó máa fún mi?
Okay, value y will be 2, if I'm right. Just guessing.
Okay, ẹ̀yin sọ pé 2.
Yes.
Ẹjọ́ ta ló ní? Do we all agree that it is 2 or it's something else?
Y is 5 and it's like 3 minus 3.
Okay, ǹjẹ́ Brabe,
Yes.
explain it tó fi jẹ́ 2.
Okay, I'm thinking y is equal to is the value of 5, right? And minus, there's nothing to minus it from, but is equal to 3. So I was thinking you can minus it from that 3, making 2. Or because vowel subtraction is equal to y minus z, so it can still be let me see, can still be 5. 2 and 5 anyway.
Okay. Well, 2 answer, but I guess work me.
Oh yeah, I guess,
So Sherry, can you was straightforward? Sherry, programming, cooking, Sherry, programming is 90% thinking, 10% just coding. Even some people will say 5% coding, 95% the logical reasoning. Now, this one. This is another operation on its own. This one is an operation on its own. So nǹkan tá à ń ṣe bíbí ni wípé mo sọ wípé y minus 3 kí ló máa fún mi. Instead tí máa fi declare variable mi wípé ó jẹ́ 3. So Kotlin gbà wá láàyè pé ká lè ṣe decrement. Nǹkan tá à ń sọ ni pé decrease y by 3. Kí ló máa fún wa? It's going to give us 2. So it's more of like I'm saying y minus 3.
Yeah, I do guess right, but I didn't explain
It's
properly.
a good guess, but we need to understand why it is that value and why it is like that. Nítorí ìjọ tí a bá máa bá challenges tó jọmọ́rò báyìí pàdé, and you will think of, okay, I can write it like this. And one thing about programming is that every day with different challenges. That's one thing that is sweet about our work. You can't wait. It's not a boring work. It's not that philosophy is only mulok kawo, philosophy is all mulok kawo, philosophy is all I mean, no. Every day with its own different challenges. You can't predict what is going to come up to you the second day. So then that's why we have to understand why things.
Sorry, I have a question. So yes. Some of the programming language, if you want to declare a value of y, after the y, you put a space there, minus, but you didn't put a space to equal to. Why is that? Because on some programming language, you have to put a space in both sides.
Like this?
Yes.
No, Kotlin does not allow that. That's the way if you want to do this operator, you have to type it together.
Okay, but you didn't put the y near the minus.
Together, it has to be together.
Okay.
Even in Java, I think most object-oriented programming, I mean, I can say of 3 different object-oriented programming that I know, and which is still the same convention. Java is like this. That is like this. Even Swift is like this. Kotlin is like this. So maybe there might be some exceptions. Yeah, because everybody need convention of initiative. But all those programs that I've mentioned, with their object-oriented, they actually follow the same pattern.
All right. Thank you.
No worries, sir. So let's just move fast. I mean, we don't really have much time again. I mean, we can. I will just say we should try the remaining one at home, on our home, because it's still more of the same. If I say multiplication, for multiplication is still the same thing. Like I want to multiply, let's say y times z, which is more of like I'm printing the value for y, value for the multiplication. Oh. Because of jotting line, I want us to finish this operator today. So we can see that it's giving us y times z, which is 10 times 5. No, y times z, it should give us 50. What did I do? Oh, I see. You know why the value is 20? Who can tell me? Can anybody think why it is 20? And tó bá lè sọ with it over 20 from mo jẹ́ nìkan ni mo jẹ́ ní gift in the next class. I think we need to start our brainstorming from here, because that's the only way we can actually learn. Why is on normal day, according to this, is telling us that we are saying y times z. The answer should be what? Should be 50, right? but we are getting 20. Why? Let's think. Let's use 3 minutes to think.
No clue.
Is it because you Shemole Soro?
SR.
Yeah.
Okay. At a low variable, so means pay you can have y as a different value as you change it. So that you change the beta so y decrease y by 3. So that was 2. So 2 times value z in 20.
Okay, Muboti. Did anybody has another contribution?
I can say, is it because it's immutable, or I don't know what you explained there before, like mutable and immutable value. So maybe because val is immutable, that's why it's 20. Well, I'm just guessing.
Any other person? I mean, one more person that we can.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, you have actually changed the value of y at the here where you use that compound operator minus equals to
3.
3. Yeah.
All right, Eshogoni, I'm happy that we are actually following right. In the first class, I told us the program, the way everything runs, it runs in sequence. When we run this whole class, it's run this, it check this onto the last thing. So everything that you're doing to each variable actually affects each other. Like the first brother said, he is absolutely right with his explanation. The second brother too is absolutely right with his explanation, because y is mutable. And at this point, I've changed the value for y at this point. The value for y has actually changed to 2, because the new y, I've said y minus 3. So the latest value for y now is actually 2. So that's why we have 2 times. So at this point, y is actually 2. That's why we have 2 times 10, which gives us 20. Are we clear?
Yeah.
So
sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So every line of code there, if you change anything from val subtraction is equal to y minus z there, or might change any other line of code underneath.
Yes, because code actually runs in sequence. Anything you do, if let's say for instance now, see at this point the value of x has actually changed from what we declared to be 25 earlier on.
Yes, it's changed.
Value of x here at this point is actually 35.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So correct. If you use x, let's say for instance now,
you now use x there.
We know y to be 2 now, right? And we know x to be 35 as the new value. We should be expecting to have 2 times 35. We should be expecting to have something like 70, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that should be the answer. But in the real sense, if we don't put all those things into consideration and you just want to look at the value that you declare earlier on, like x times y, is supposed to just give you something like 250. Something like y times x.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Sorry. So when are you gonna know the end of code line here? What's the sign to use to know the end of the code line in that sequence?
You mean
like from the top to the bottom now to the val multiplication?
To the end of your that you write is the end of your line of code.
All right. Okay.
From the beginning to the end, it's just keep in as much you don't have any error.
Okay.
There's no compilation error from the start to the end. It's going to run into the last code that we found. Anything within the run block is going to run it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So,
anything.
No worry.
So the start of a curly braces to the end of curly
End of the
braces
curly braces, yeah.
in Kotlin is the
it's
line of one code, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I just want to understand, because some of the programming language like Python, the moment you put is it exclamation mark or something, it shows that's the end of that code line.
We are going to that. You see,
okay,
there is what I call, this is a whole function. A main is a function on its own. Remember that I told us that we have functions.
yeah.
So when we have this kind of function, because this main is an executor, anything inside the executor have to run. So it's going to run whatever that you find inside.
Okay.
What you are talking about, I understand. Let's say, for instance,
all right, okay,
that's not possible inside here because I'm not declared. This is not a class really like that. Let's say I do something like this, divide. I do something like this. You see, I can write some line of code here, something inside here. Do you get? Everything within here, if I'm running this part alone, it's not going to run everything here because
all right, yeah,
include it. It's not going to run it. It's just going to run anything within this code block. Okay. But the moment, if I now do something like the moment I run divide like this, yes, and even everything inside this divide will be run with this code as well too.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Right. I'm confused there now.
Well, if you give space, it will not run. Is that why?
It's not inside this block. It's not going to run.
Okay. But if you put divide in the top,
immediately after the.
For instance, now I did something like this.
Okay. Yes.
Let's say I did something like this. Let's do the division equals to right. And sorry, I don't want to be typing print line. Yeah, sorry, I do have a call, but I'm not gonna. Please, just a second. Can we just checking for your father, please? I'm in a meeting. Let me call you back, please. Yeah. So now this code block, you see that it doesn't even have any run block. It doesn't have any play button, just like the way we have it here, right? Because it's not a main function. It's just a normal function. So if Gbogbo class in will run, it's going to give us this value because this code is not inside the main executor. It's going to stop here.
Okay, from the yes, that's fine.
Understand. Yeah, but the moment I bring it into the main executor, I call that function because you can call a function inside a function.
All right, okay, I get you now. Okay.
So let's say I now call this, I run that code again. Can you see division in value equals to 5?
Okay.
I don't know whether you get the gist now. Like,
yeah, I got it. So it jumped from because the divide that you put at the top is calling the function underneath as well.
Yes. Yeah, so the main executor is just like on normal day, if I want to write a clean code, do you get? If I want to write a clean code for the sake of, I can just copy all these things and move it into another function. And then my main is my main. I just want to call all the functions that I want to execute inside my main.
Okay.
So the main is like, how should I put it?
The main is just like the main start of the code.
It's just
entry
like
point, entry point for the whole program.
For the whole program, yeah.
It's just like the entry point for the whole program that kickstarts the whole program. As ignites in moto so whatever test but you still in any in way it's going to run everything together and give you the value.
All right.
Okay,
It's not
so
easy.
you got 10. Oh, sorry.
Continue, sorry.
Okay, so main function, so be formula, logic, be can create a formula, can
Yeah, the
run.
main function is a keyword. Whenever you use
Okay.
main, it's always going to have a play button. Do you see that
Okay.
this main is a function on its own too? But the moment you declare it to be main like this, it becomes a
Yes.
keyword that Kotlin understands, and you are telling it that is the main executor of that class. Use the same font I use here, font divide, but divide is not a keyword. It's just a normal name that I give to it. I can give it to say Taye. Do you get?
Yeah.
You can name it anything.
Okay. Key termine and be kokoro as in umloma shano see something like that.
And so this main is a keyword that is not defined by Gideon. It's a keyword that Kotlin understand that. It means that it's the executor of that class.
Okay.
And who can observe this? Did anybody observe anything? That the value of the X and the Y of the top does not affect the down one. I mean, the value, the variable declare here does not affect the variable declare here. I don't know whether you get what I mean. That's why I don't want to go into, that's why I don't want to go into functional.
It's a bit confusing.
We are jumping.
Yeah.
We are jumping step.
Well, I do understand actually because it's from the different block of code now.
Yeah, it's different block of code. Yeah, that's yeah, that's the thing. Different block of code. So it's going to initialize X and Y again at this point.
Oh, okay, you know. It's a bit confusing, but I should get it. Because it's like you are declaring another val in the divide.
Yes, this is like I'm declaring a new variable entirely.
A new variable. Okay.
They might be bearing the same X and Y. It doesn't matter. Because what is inside here is not affecting what you have inside this function. The whole because I want to show you another way that I can make this function, I can make this variable to affect what is inside here, but no, I'm not going to go into that.
So far, in contents on a bungalow house. Bungalow house, the only main door. Bungalow house, someone share different rooms. About passage, you just see different rooms to the left and right. So each door to link see different room, different function, uniform, right? But the main one here only abawole entrance.
Abawole.
Okay. So if different yara, you can have the same letters. Yeah.
In fact, I just by imperfect illustration they give. You give a perfect illustration. And we let only fence. Teba she main gate. You can't access the other doors of the house unless jolly to fence wole. So until the button key, that is she main gate before you can start accessing other doors. And look at the other doors as a function on their own.
Okay.
So until the battle shall see the main gate of the house, that's when you can start having access to other things that are involved inside the house.
Well, okay.
That actually explains your explanation better.
Okay, sir.
I hope I didn't confuse us more.
No. I can continue.
Joe, please, let's speak out if we don't understand anything. That's the essence of the class, please. So the same thing, I'm just going to leave the operator like this, but I'm going to leave the operator like this, but I'm going to tell us that we should please read more, because operators, there is what they call Kotlin logical operators. Do you get? Like Kotlin logical operators, they are like, mi mọ bóyá ń tabarẹ tó ṣe let ní ẹ máa rí gbogbo irú nísìnyí báyìí ẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa and or not, something like that. That's what they call logical operators. They are the and. Irú nísìnyí bá sọ pé tí máa fẹ́ sọ pé x is less than y and y is and x is and y is less than, or let me just put it like this for us to be able to understand better. I want us to round up now, but I want us to finish this part. And so let's say I want to write something like this. If you want to write something like this in Kotlin, x is less than 5. And x is less than 10. So what you can combine the two together. X is less than 10. So in tó jẹ́ kí n lè so wọ́n papọ̀ ni is the AND logical operator. I don't know whether we understand. When we get to where to use them, you're going to understand. Just agree that, see, there are some things that, don't let me say, it's not an assumption, but there are key things that you just have to agree that that's the way it works. Like, because their syntax is what comes with the SDK. So that's the way it is. I know we accept it, we can't change it. So let's say, for instance, I want to write x, I want to write something like xo is greater than 2, or bóyá mo fẹ́ ṣàfiwé nǹkan méjì tí x bá ju 2 lọ, or tí x ju 3 lọ, or tí x ju 5 lọ, ọ̀nà wo mo lè combine gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀ ní one straight line. Ìpè tí requirement yìí bá meet o, wá ṣe nǹkan báyìí. So this is the way this is the way I can express it. Or x is less than 4. So tá bá sọ pé tí nǹkan kan bá jẹ́ nǹkan kan tàbí tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan báyìí, ẹ mọ̀ pé tàbí jẹ́ bí or ní èdè, I mean tàbí ní English is like or. Irú and yìí a máa lò nígbà tí this and logical operator is, we use it whenever we want to join two, when we are saying that tí A bá jẹ́ 2 àti tí B bá jẹ́ 3 ni kò ṣe nǹkan báyìí. Do we get that? I don't know whether we get that. Gbogbo wa ti dákẹ́ o.
Hello, brother. Hello.
I'm with you, sir.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé kíní yìí bóyá tó bá di ìgbà tẹ́ bá ti débi tí ẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí lo different operators yẹn, àwọn èèyàn máa grab more. Ẹ ti understand?
Yeah.
So táwọn èèyàn bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí example the usage of all those operators, maybe the logical operators, the comparison operators, or the assignment operators, tá bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lò in this thing.
Yeah, we're going to really understand it. And that's why we are going to when we go to our if and next statement, which is where we are going next, we'll be able to see how we use different operators.
Yes.
I mean, the comparison operators and the logical operators. So I'm just going to, on the theoretical level, just explaining it to us tonight, just accept it like this. There is, I mean, with like my brother said, is the one that even reminds me of the comparison operators. The comparison operators are just equals, equals to something. You use double equals to, which is this. This is the way you do your equals to. Greater than is just like this. I mean, just like the normal kiniwatamo, and less than, which is this. And we do have the one of, we do have less than or equals to, which is this. That's the way you write less than or equals to. The same thing applicable to to greater than. This, the way you write equal, greater than, or equals to. I mean, there are many operators that you can actually, or probably you want to write something like this. When you want to say something is not equals to, you write it like this. So this sign actually represents not equals to. So I mean, that's pretty our logical operators. I mean, comparison operator. Why logical operators are just this one that I just explained to us above. They are quite simple to use, trust me, very, very simple to use. When we get to the main application, just like that brother said, you're going to see it. I mean, when we get to, it's majorly is for to write if and else statements. That when something is equals to something, do this. When something is, you see the, you see, apart from alarm tone, you see, look at everything that operates in your house in the programming way. You will see that actually almost all your electronics are being programmed in one way or the other. In fact, almost all your electronics is being programmed to do something. They might not be computer, but they are programmed to function what they are functioning. And one of the examples is, you see, all those C++, they are embedded system language that you can use to build those. This is where I'm driving to. Look at your alarm. Your alarm, when you set alarm, you can actually write alarm program Kotlin wise. When you set alarm, is the basic thing that is doing is alarm is checking what is your current date and time. When you get your current date and time, now let's say now is 8 p.m. and now you now set your alarm that you want your alarm to wake you up by 10 p.m. So anytime the time is ticking, the alarm is checking against 10 p.m. that is the current time, is equals to the 10 p.m. alarm that you set. The moment that the 10 p.m. is equals to is equals to the current time right now, the program will execute. So it's more of like you are saying, don't run this thing or don't execute this program until this thing is equals to this thing. So that's the way, that's why the reason why we have all these comparison and logical operators. Don't do this thing or do this thing when this thing is this thing. So that's just the way it works. So that's the essence of we learning some of these logical operators and comparison operators and the other operators that we've learned tonight. So I mean, basically that's just what I want to show us tonight. Next week, we're going to be looking at the if and else, and probably I wish we can go into the when and the while loop. We're actually getting behind the time. We still have a long way to go. Don't let me say really long way, but we still have a long way to go, kind of. So did anybody has any question based on what we've done so far so good?
None from here, sir.
I want to say you are well done, Salo. I'm very sorry that today I missed the class because of the work.
No, it's
But I really appreciate all this effort you are putting in for. I think I will sit down. For me personally, I'll sit down again to study it.
yeah, it will be highly commendable if you can go through that, and as well as try as much as go through the Facebook that I sent to the group as well. So,
I'm reading the news again. So once the effort to upload it on our YouTube, we'll sit down. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
it's a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, we really appreciate you, our lecturer.
Mommy,
In fact, the class is very, very interesting. Well, I just want to ask, are we using Excel or any other? Are you hearing me?
I'm with you, ma.
Yeah, are we using Excel or any other Microsoft?
Sorry, brother Gideon. Our sister just started with us today, so
Yes, sorry, I'm a newcomer. This is my first class.
Oh, Kosiwala. The thing is, we can make that discussion on the group chat. I think I sent a document that we need to download.
Okay,
Of the tools that we need to download.
recently,
Having about to forward to the group. We just need to.
Hello, is it recently or before I joined the class?
I think
we started. This is our third week.
That's what I'm saying. He said he sent some code. Or what do you
yeah.
say?
We sent it first week before we started when we started
You know,
class. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna resend it tonight or
please,
tomorrow morning.
yeah, please do. I will appreciate. Thank you.
yeah. So I'm going to advise you, ma, to watch the YouTube class that we have for lesson 1 and lesson 2.
I do. I watched the second one or whatever. I told the people that I don't understand because I didn't start with you.
Yeah, so
I will know more YouTube, but it's like magic.
So the thing is, ma, number one,
Yeah.
catch up on YouTube. I recommend you that.
Okay.